At E3 2014, Nintendo had an amazing 40-minute gameplay demo for Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. And while the Treehouse team did a pretty good job of explaining all the new things you can do in the game, I felt it necessary to take another look deeper into the title and provide a more streamlined approach for those who want the information quicker. One thing that's really important to note, that Xenoblade Chronicles X is not a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. It's more of a spiritual successor with similar gameplay mechanics, items, and feel. And if you haven't checked out part 1 of my analysis that I did over a year ago, make sure you check that out in the description below. Right off the bat, Nintendo explains how two alien species are having this huge battle above Earth, and they've already agreed with each other that Earth will be the battleground for their war. And while Earth and its forces built technology to fight against the aliens, it's not enough to save the planet, and Earth actually ends up getting blown up. However, it seems at least one side of the warring alien factions definitely wants to eliminate humans, as the aliens actually pursue the fleeing Ark ships instead of fully concentrating on the war against each other. In Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, two huge godlike entities battled against each other to a stalemate. Could these two warring alien factions have anything to do with the two gods from Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii? The Ark ship your character is located in actually ends up crash landing in a pod on a mysterious planet, and that's where you have the option to create your own character from scratch. This is a bit unprecedented in most Japanese RPGs, as main characters are usually already defined for the most part. However, it's a welcomed addition to my book and just adds another layer of customization to all the stuff that you can already do in this game. Monolith Soft also did say that they wanted to become the Bethesda of Japanese game development, so I think that's where this character creation and customization comes from, pulling inspiration from games like Skyrim and Fallout 3. A character looking for survivors is named Elma. She's the first to greet you, as she shows you the ropes for battle in the beginning of the game. A small thing to note with your character creation is that you'll actually be using the gamepad to input your name, so there could be other uses for the gamepad outside of maps and the such. Anybody who's played Xenoblade Chronicles would instantly recognize the UI in combat, but there has been a number of large upgrades and additions that enhance the combat greatly. One of the best additions to the combat is the ability to change weapons on the fly between guns and melee weapons. This dynamic plays a huge part into Xenoblade Chronicles X enhanced combat system. For those not in the loop, Xenoblade Chronicles X battles play out a little bit like an MMO/action RPG hybrid. As soon as you activate the battle button, your character will automatically attack enemies without you pressing any buttons after that. From there, players can activate different arts, which can damage enemies in different ways, or even protect yourself with a shield. The biggest difference with arts in Xenoblade Chronicles X is that each art uses TP, standing for technical points, in addition to having recharge times on each art. Some arts even have double recharge times, where you can do double attacks and get buffs like knockdown added to it. Like Xenoblade Chronicles, auto attacks will recharge your art palette skills faster. However, melee attacks recharge them really fast, and gun attacks are not as fast as melee attacks. The QuickTime events are back and are called Soul Voices, from the Japanese build at least. The partner shouts these Soul Voices, and if you get the timing right, you'll recover hit points or buff your stats. Soul Voice is the only way to heal in battle at the beginning of the game, so these Soul Voices are very important. The quest-based items make their triumphant return as well. Many of you guys probably know these from Xenoblade Chronicles and collecting a ton of them all over the place all the time. It's also worth noting that weather makes a huge impact on gameplay. Certain enemies come out during certain weather patterns. Also, whether it's day or night, you'll see certain enemies there too. The graphics just look fantastic, and the dynamic weather system that's inputted into the game really makes this title stand out from Xenoblade Chronicles. On Wii, it wasn't that powerful, the graphics weren't that great, but on Xenoblade Chronicles X, you can really see how much time and effort they've spent onto crafting this world. Check out the vistas and the mountaintops, and look at the scale of the enemies compared to your characters. If you weren't paying attention, you might have missed that the town building mechanics will be making a return from Xenoblade Chronicles, as you can find farmers and other skilled workers to help build your first town. They also say first town multiple times, so that has me thinking that there's actually going to be multiple different areas that you're going to be able to build back up. Another one of the great enhancements to the combat system is the UI. You can now see your positioning relative to you and the enemy. This can help getting bonuses based on your positioning with certain arts. Let's talk about numbers behind each character. Each user has an inner stat, and class stats. Inner stats are intrinsic to your character and items that you're wearing. Class stats are solely based on your class. Different classes will have a positive or negative effect on certain stats. Arts will level up, again, just like Xenoblade Chronicles individually, but here's the cool thing about them this time. You actually earn battle points to increase these arts. And those battle points can be leveled up faster by using that attack or that art more times. In essence, the more you use that art, the faster it builds up and it levels up. This is a brand new mechanic and very welcome over the Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii. In this scene here, you can see this is where you'll be setting up your arts and where you'll be leveling them up. You can set them in the position where you want to activate them on your arts palette. Each class can break into 3 separate specializations and let users earn different skills in arts. Once an art is learned, you can freely swap it with other arts on your palette. This allows for a bevy of customization options and provide a wide variety of ways to tackle your opponents. Xenoblade Chronicles X also adds a brand new dash button to traverse environments faster. The jump button animation also looks a lot better too. Users can also press the plus button on the Wii U gamepad or the Wii U Pro controller to give commands to your other NPCs in battle. Expect to equip all sorts of weapons like crossbows, daggers, double blades, and more. Xenoblade Chronicles X is set for release in 2015, and there's still a lot of work to do in the game, but from what Nintendo showed at E3, it's really shaping up to be one of the best games released next year. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're someone new, like the video if you did, and visit Playeressence.com for all your latest news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and of course everything on Xenoblade Chronicles X. Make sure you check out part 1 of my Xenoblade Chronicles X analysis, and that will be in the description below or right here on the screen. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video.